963 sessions today. We're talking a little bit about ROI and planning and how much time you need to be able to get something right on shoot day, and also make sure that when you're taking care of a client, you really have to make sure that everything's planned out super specific before shoot day happens, because if you're wasting their time and there's a bunch of guesswork on shoot day, you're just wasting their budget. So, Tyler, tell me what you think about like logistics in general. Like how does it make you feel to make sure that like team's prepped, we're prepped, we're like ready to go?
So I've started taking on the logistics side of things probably the last like heavy 4 months roughly, I think. Like around there.
Yeah.
I was handling a little bit in the back end, but like I feel like I've been taking it on more. But I don't think the general public knows how much goes into it.
I don't think they know either. I think it's a mystery.
It is a mystery. It's like it's the biggest mystery, honestly.
You know what my father-in-law says?
What's that?
You just show up and press record. That's it.
That's
show up and press your button.
That's
all we do.
That's what I thought when I first started. But it turns out there's a lot that goes into it.
A lot that goes into it besides that.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, we create a storyboard for every shoot.
Yep.
Big or little.
Yeah.
And that's going to like detail what's going to actually happen on set. And then we have a shot list that coordinates with that storyboard. Then we have mood boards that, we'll either pull videos from past shoots or we'll pull pictures, of similar looks. That way the client, has an idea for what the story is going to look like, but they also can actually see like, hey, I can actually in my mind envision what this can look like. Yeah.
Cause like it's a guessing game at first, right? Like I want to do this video. I want to do this thing. I want to do that idea. Cool. Great.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I don't, what is, and unless we have any reference or we have like, hey, I want it to look like the Titanic. I don't know why, but sure. Okay. Let's do it. We have to be able to pitch some things as well, right? Like people who are not creative, never, they don't really have a ton of ideas in their back pocket, but, and we're here to help with those ideas. But people who are creative directors, they usually have some ideas in their back pocket. And so they kind of want a team to come help and assist with that. And that's super easy. The challenging part is when a creative director doesn't have any ideas and they have a certain taste and such, we have to match up with that taste and feel. It's very easy to pitch ideas to people who are not creative because typically they see everything as a blessing and a good part to us coming in there. So, through the time you've already taken on a lot of this pre-production role of things, like what are some things that you notice with clients that, they don't quite understand right out the get-go? With the clients that we work with, local clients, business clients, small business.
Sometimes it takes, and it really depends on the person. If they don't have a marketing director, it can be hard for a lot of companies to, just out of nowhere think of like, hey, what do we want to shoot? How do we want it shot? Like what style are we going for? Do we want to add some comedy elements? Do we want to add some, more corporate kind of feeling? So it's like a lot of times we have to, come up with that as creatives, and that can be difficult depending on what the shoot is. Or it can be really easy if, you have a marketing director who already knows what's going on, what kind of feel they want. I think that's the biggest thing. It's just like the team that we're working with, the clients that we're working with, actually having some direction to what they want.
Yeah, they have a tough time trying to nail it down for themselves. And bless their heart, I love them to death when we do work with them. But there's some clients that are like, hey, I want the moon and the stars with a $2,500 budget. It doesn't match up, right? So there's like, you have to be able to understand that there's a limit to things. The reputation of this company has always been a way that we can try to help in any way we can with a lot of these clients and find ways that make sense.
Insert AI clip from
Pixar. Yeah. And like, it's beautiful to be able to insert things where some of these clients may not quite have a budget for like a full VFX department or, or something of that nature. So like typically I've always said, in front of clients, just to be blatant honest with them, is like, you're only as good as your budget. But sometimes you don't need everything. You just need like, hey, let's get the baseline done. And then after that, maybe we can add some stuff to it. right?
Yeah. I mean, that just comes into part of the creative direction, but also, if they don't have money for talent, you don't have money for, big sets and stuff like that. I mean, we've used clients' houses in the past. We've used clients' friends' houses, volunteers. And then for talent, we'll use same thing. We'll use friends, we'll use volunteers. If they do even have like a very small budget, a couple $100 a day, we can find local talent that, is on a smaller scale actors, but you can get some really good work out of that for what we do.
Yeah.
Two things in mind recently that we've done is one for the Jake with Rhino. So Rhino Demolition, we did a pretty, for us, it was a pretty cool shoot, recreating the Jake from State Farm commercial, just using Jake's brother, right?
Yep.
And
his brother and his wife. Yep.
And then for Coastline Women's Center, we just used the client's house and two local talent volunteers that is associated with the
dude. She was so good at acting.
Yeah, she was a beast, dude.
She was incredible. I've worked with a lot of random people that either said they could act or people who have never acted before and just kind of, they have that skill. They don't really, they've never acted before, so they don't have it. So she said she's never acted before, and dude, she just knocked it out of the park.
She killed it.
It was crazy.
Hey, Colton did good too. He did really good too.
Yeah.
But he did way better.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of things to do. Though. There was some I wish we could have given him more stuff to do, but I mean, together they were just. I thought I was really happy with the whole.
Oh, they were awesome. Yeah. They were really good.
It was hard. It was tough because we always try to find ways that we can help these clients out, but leaning on their community, leaning on their own people, when they don't have budgets to get things done, it kind of becomes a community effort a little bit. It becomes fun and exciting, but again, we don't have we're not working with clients who have massive budgets to be able to take on all these crew, right? All these people, right? And so we've been able to kind of make sure that a lot of these clients are taken care of without having to worry about every little detail taken care of, and we still get the message across. The client still has a great film at the end of the day. They still have something they can share. They still have something they can market and brand themselves with, and it's not gonna destroy their bank account at the same time, right? Little unconventional for maybe some commercial film, but for us, we want to make sure and be there for a lot of different clients when it actually matters, right? Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about the process when it comes to getting logistics done. Let's just say for our CFP firm that we're going to take care of here soon. What are some of the things that you're doing right now to kind of get them ready and get them loaded and get them up and running for their first round with us?
So basically, just from start to finish, just a brief overview. After we finished up, sales meetings and everything, and we've gotten the contract signed, within that first week, we'll schedule a logistics meeting, and we do that with the salesperson and then me, who actually handles the actual planning,
pre-production side of things.
Yep. So from that conversation, we'll get initial ideas, just like very basics, people involved, locations if they have that nailed down yet. And then we'll go into Milanote and start building out their page. So they're going to have an individual page.
Hey, Milanote, sponsor us.
Yeah.
Sponsored
by
not
Milanote.
Gonna lie. The amount of boards that we have in our Milanote page, how many boards do you think we have currently? I'm looking at Thomas off camera right now. How many, if you look inside of there now, how many boards?
Tell us. Billions.
We've probably
billions of boards.
Exaggeration to say 300 to 500 boards.
Oh, very easily. Yeah, I think we're way beyond that.
If you ever deleted our account, we wouldn't have a company anymore.
Yeah, let's not. Yeah, we back it up. Okay, let's just put that out there.
Public? Are they a public company?
I don't know, but
if they're not public,
we should buy stock.
I'm stocking up.
Yeah, we should definitely stock up.
Based off our personal use.
Yeah, just personal
exactly.
use. Yep.
We're the reason why Milanote exists.
Milanote to the moon. Milanote to the moon.
No, that's crazy.
But yeah, we'll build out the Milanote page. And that's sort of like a work in progress throughout the whole time. So, we'll schedule that first logistics meeting. We'll get those basics ironed out.
Yeah.
And then we'll typically leave the client with some homework. Like, hey, we need this from you guys. And then we'll have some homework on our end while we're building that out. And then just for instance, our most recent clients, CFP, they're also doing a podcast, which we're starting to do a lot of.
Yeah.
Less for the long form content, more for the little clips.
Right.
But we'll go in there and build out, monthly topics, monthly locations. That way they know where to be, what to expect, and all that.
Yeah.
And then they're also doing a brand message. So from there, we will go out, figure out locations, figure out who's going to be on camera within the company, and then the style they want. They don't want a corporate video. They want something more family related, more, to make them feel like humans, instead of just working numbers all day. And once we get that side figured out, then, logistics from there is pretty much just making sure everyone knows where to be, what to show up with, and gear and all that. So I'd say that's pretty much where the bulk of it is.
And in this case of things like, there is client homework. We have to make sure these clients are providing us the material that we need to do to be successful at our jobs. But at the same time, we're becoming partners with these people. We're showing them that they're not having to go through this whole thing alone, and to be able to show up at a shoot day and like be beyond planned out and use their time wisely, because their time is super valuable, right? So showing up, making sure they know exactly what's going on, know exactly what kind of shots we're getting, the type of mood, the type of vibe, and everything like that before we have the shoot day is extremely imperative for success. Not just for completing the asset that we're trying to create that day, but also for making sure that the client themselves feels that they've been taken care of, right? I've always been told if you make a bad pancake, you need to at least take care of the customer itself. So you have to make sure that the product itself always, some way, shape, and form gets reconciled with how the client actually feels. And if you do a bad job with them and it's they don't want to use you again, at least leave a good taste in their mouth, over deliver and over perform for them a little bit more. There's been times in the past where I've, royally screwed up on things. The company has done a terrible job with a client before in the past. And for us, you always have to make sure that you overdo the reconciliation for that, because if you don't, then you're just kind of, the negativity that can come from that can impact your business later on down the road as well. Right. So, tell me some of like the most insane, like what are some of the most insane logistical things that we've had to do to try and get done? Like what was something that's kind of stood out to you that was like, holy crap, we actually pulled this off?
I'd say one of the more challenging logistical, projects we had recently was working with La Barbara down in Charleston. That was one of my big first things where I actually set everything up, with some help from you, because there's a lot that went into that. I think
I'm pretty proud of you for that shoot, to be honest with you, because I did kind of leave you in the dust. I wanted to see what you could do on your own without me kind of holding your hand throughout the whole thing. There were some things I was a little worried about when we were out there, but you pulled it off, and we were able to get the end shot over the bulkhead out there, and getting the bulkhead with the sunrise or the sunset over there at the end of the day, dude,
it's beautiful.
It was planned out beautifully, and I don't know how we could have done it better when we were out there for that shoot day. So
there's little stuff that I had hiccups on, one-liners and stuff like that I completely just...
Yeah, it's okay. It's little stuff.
Yeah, little stuff just adds up.
But what you can do with something like that, you saved it. We saved it by using copy and things like that.
Yep.
It wasn't a complete loss, but and also the client was super stoked.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he's over the moon. Max is one of those clients that he don't even want to look at the camera.
Yeah.
He don't even want to look at the lens.
Yep.
He just knows we're going to provide a good product, and he gets so stoked about everything. So for something like that, I knew it was super low pressure. I knew it was kind of a situation where, you were kind of thrown into the fire a little
Mhm.
bit, and you performed, man. And it was like that shoot could not have gone smoother, I think.
Yeah, it went really good.
It was just a really nicely done day, and we got done and got taken care of, and it was just enjoyable. You know, I don't know. I mean, there are some things that we probably could have done a little bit more, but again, we had a certain budget to adhere to,
Yep.
right? There's only a certain amount of time to get everything done, so. No, I was super impressed, and I was gonna bring that up. If you didn't have anything, I was gonna say La Barbara.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that was huge. So,
We have some big stuff coming up with Flush Group
yep,
and with the PGA.
yep.
So that'll be interesting
Yeah.
as well.
We got the Myrtle Beach Classic coming up here
Mhm.
soon, and we've got Flush Group is gonna be crazy. I think you're gonna have quite the test when it comes to Flush Group.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about getting into someone's house, going to their backyard, utilizing their space, utilizing their own area and their own talent when we don't even know what that area looks like.
Yep.
You know, might call for a site visit at some point, you know,
Mhm.
before we go out there. So we'll see how that kind of goes along. So at the end of the day, when you're working with clients and trying to be a partner with them, you can't just expect to be a vendor. You have to be way more than that, right? And here at 963, we're always trying to find ways that we can help our clients kind of move forward in a direction where they barely have to lift a finger. And if we can do that, I think we've been successful. So if you and your team are struggling with understanding how to utilize content in the best ways possible and don't know a direction to go, let us here at 963 & Co. get a coffee with you, talk a little bit about some of the things that we can do, some of the processes that we've been able to understand to make sure that content runs smoothly, seamlessly, can be utilized for assets and different purposes, and make sure you guys are taken care of at the end of the day.